Welcome, welcome, welcome to this space, Holy Divine Ones. I have a beautiful guest with me today. We've spoken here before, we're speaking now again, and we're taking these spaces deeper. So I have Amy here from Embracing Essence, beautiful being of light. So Amy, welcome, 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 Holy One.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's an honor. I love this space.
I'm so grateful you're here, and we're going to be real raw and real with everyone. We came into the call just minutes ago, and immediately Amy and I get together. That's it. Everything starts flowing. So I said, I got to hit record so that we can share this with you all. All right. We met years ago, and it was profound because Amy just reached out of the blue. I didn't know who she was. I'd never met her before in this lifetime. And she started sharing with me feedback that there's no way she would know. I didn't tell her any of it. And it was stuff that was happening in the work I do with ACASMA. Now, Amy, ball to your court so I don't have this video space. Share with us what we're talking about. How is it unfolding for you? The awakening of your gifts, your inner sight, and all that's flooding in, and then living and being a mom. You're a mom, you have kids, you have a husband, you have a regular everyday life, we call it, right?
Yeah.
All right, Amy, it's all you.
Yeah, gosh. About over a year and a half ago, I stepped into the ACASMA world and went through AQE1. And that's when really the first session is when the visions just opened up after that first activation. I started having, the first visual was out of this world, honestly, because I think my third eye just blew open. And and then I noted everything in after the session, and then I shared it with you, and you validated like 3 points within that meditation activation journey throughout the quantum. And that was pretty mind-blowing to me, and really confirming that as my abilities to see and trust and allow grew and grew, I was able to be more confident in trusting what I was receiving, and practicing always the trusting, allowing, and the grids of light every single month. I do them once or twice usually, and I'm always amazed on what I can receive, and it really is pretty profound. Much like this last one was just, it blew my socks off. It's really fun. I even gave you a voice recording of like my amazement of what I was receiving. And I think, and it's grown over the years of just practicing this allowing, and just allowing the expansion is really it. And I love your website name is like perfect, because we're always allowing and embracing expansion.
Beautiful. I love it. So what is it like for you, Amy? Do you see, I know everybody's different. There's a lot of different ways we bring ourselves these inner knowings, these understandings, our in third eye seeing, however we want to put the words. How is it for you? Is it a visual, a sense of whatever is coming through?
Yeah, I think it's merging. I mean, I first was really clairaudient is really what my first, probably strongest sense. And then came into Acasma because I do a lot of free writing and a lot of clear like channeling comes through. So now it's more visual and clear feeling. So yeah, within this last planet of light, I was really clear feeling, like it was really potent, and it was kind of overwhelming, but it was great overwhelming. And it was really fun. I love it. It's so much fun to really step into this like new way of experiencing reality, and then sharing it out whenever I can. And we kind of like then emanate out this new level of beingness, right? Like my family can sense it. It's just kind of like ripples out. And
Yes.
really cool. So yeah, I'm a mom of three, have a husband, and busy life of everything going on, sports, and now it's summer. So and yeah, the Cosmo practice is so much fun, helping people all over the world, doing sessions, and it's so much fun.
I love it. So when you're talking about the grid, for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, we call it the ACASMA Planet of Light and Healing Grid, or on my website, it'll just say grid. And the link is below this video in the description. But if you go to the website, you'll see in the menu grid, you can sign up and you can join us for what Amy's talking about. Now, it's once a month at the end of the month, every single month. We haven't missed one since 2020. And so we have it at 10 a.m. Eastern time, the last Saturday of the month. And that's our understanding of our connection in a physical sense. So we meet on Zoom, we have a glorious time together. I take everybody in, we bridge into the quantum, we have incredible information come in, people receive healings, loved ones, past loved ones show up, higher selves of loved ones show up, light teams, it's quite expansive. And we're offering that space to all those who feel called to be a part of the ascension of humanity in anchoring it in our physicality, in our lives, in the mom space, in the dad space, in the everyday spaces of us, and then throughout the planet, all of its inhabitants and around the planet. So we acknowledge that once a month on Zoom. And so that's what Amy's talking about in directly with this last experience. She was giving me the Acasma Seer. I call her my Acasma Seer now. And she was giving me this information of what she was registering during the grid when I was holding it. Now, every other day of the month and of the years, we are the grid. By how we speak, by how we talk, or act, our actions, our thoughts, our feelings, we are emanating the grid. Like she said, her family can feel her vibration. They can feel the shift in her, right? So can the world, right? So we are the walking, talking, breathing grid. And one Saturday a month, we nurture those beautiful human bodies and beings that are this space of the anchorship of the grid. So if this calls your name, that's what we're doing. And if you want more understanding on it, before you write me, I'm happy to answer questions. There's a ton of information on my website. And there's also multiple, like 3 years, 2.5 years of ACASMA grid videos on my YouTube. So you can go right inside of it and feel it and hear it and see it for everything that it is. And it is no less on a video. Many times Amy and others will tell me they cannot make the live because of that real life space going on, yet they want to be a part of it. And in the quantum field, there's no time. So when you connect with the video, you're connecting with the purity of that energy, period. It is not encased in, oh, it happened last Saturday, so it's old. No, no, no. That's the divine flow. It is in its pristine form in all formats of itself. So we're going to talk a little bit more about what you actually saw on the grid too, Amy, but let's allow, do you have any guidance or anything you might feel beneficial for people who know they have this space in themselves? They know they're starting to realize there's a lot more than the physical. They have senses, picking up stuff, maybe dream, meditation time, whatever it is, everyday life. But they just, for whatever reason, can't get themselves out of the this is all there is kind of space, you know? Do you understand what I'm asking you?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, encouraging to just allow yourself to be curious and to trust the curiosity. I've always been very curious as nature. I've been one of those out of the box thinkers for a long time and questioning things for a very long time. And I got myself into like this, like, I don't know, I think I was jaded or something. I was like one of those outspoken people talking and sharing all these truths, right? These truths that I knew to be true, that I uncovered, and I love to share them. And then I became a little jaded because no one really seemed to want to hear them. So I said, well, oh goodness, well, there has to be something more, you know? And I knew that there was a lot still to discover within myself. And A friend had tipped me, like an experience, showed me what an ACASMA session was, and I had never heard of this. And then I just allowed myself to be curious again, and did a grid of light actually before I became a practitioner. And the first, I would say I did them like 3 months, probably 3 months before I really dove into taking the class. But in those three sessions, the grid of lights, I was so moved. I was like bawling every single time. And I was like, this is something that's so profound to my being because I've never experienced anything like it. So I would just have these giant releases out of nowhere. I had no idea what was happening, not a clue. But you explained it as just trust and allow whatever comes through. It's just like a deep resonance of release, right? And we don't have to understand it. We just have to allow. So, and that's what I did the first few months. And I just knew it was something that I wanted to do more of. So I just took the jump and trusted that I would, be led to something that was in my highest and best good.
Beautiful. And the key spaces of the work we do with ACASMA Quantum Energy since the very beginning has been, you are safe, you are loved, trust yourself, and allow, which is basically what you were saying. You decided to lean into, you decided to lean maybe even back into. I like to look at it like that because you were kind of coming in and out of it, and it wouldn't feel or look exactly like you wanted it to. So you'd kind of flow back out a bit. But then what happened was you'd call your own name, you'd call your own soul back around through different means throughout your life, I'm sure. And then when you found this space, it was like I'm putting words in your mouth maybe, so please just hand up and make me stop. But it seems as if it's like a accumulation of it or something like that. And then everything just was like, this is our moment. And it just flooded out of you. Opening you up, you opening you up. So that's really powerful. So you trusted, you allowed, and you leaned in. When I first started doing this work, we work with higher dimensional beings. So anybody who's not familiar with that understanding, we're not alone. This isn't all there is. There are innumerable spaces vibrationally of other life, other existence, other spaces playing out. There's dimensions, realities, timelines, all kinds of things we could go into, but that's not what this video is about. So we do work with beings that aren't in a human form. They are higher dimensional in the sense that they have a level of consciousness, a level of awareness that is very much aligned in love, the divinity of love. Not anything really that humans have thought love to be. It's beyond that. It's beyond those spaces. But we work with them and they work with us, and it's a team. They are not saving us and we're not beholden to them. They don't want that. We don't need that. It's a connective, balanced space, if you will. It's the remembrance of trusting this in yourself. So when Amy is going in to this session space, whether she's doing an ACASMA Quantum Energy session for herself or whether she's doing one for someone else, she's a facilitator, she's a master teacher. So if you want a session, you want to work with Amy, you like her energy, reach out to her. I think you're doing it right now, Amy. Are you available right now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Always.
Okay, wonderful. And she's also talking about her experiences with this grid we're talking to you about, right? So these light beings are there. Now, one of the things I love about it is in the beginning, the light beings came into the work when I first started it. I hadn't told anybody about this yet. I was still processing it all myself. And they said in the session spaces I was doing with my clients, they said, humans need to get out of their heads and into their hearts. And basically what Amy just said is that she had to trust herself. She had to stop saying, well, nobody's showing up to listen to it. Nobody's showing up to get it. She had to go back to her heart and say, yes, but the it is me, and I need to be true to me. Whether someone comes or not, I need to do this space for me. And that's the biggest game changer. And ACASMA really, brings that home, is don't come into this space to save the planet. Don't come into this space to save the world. Don't come into this space, ACASMA Quantum Energy, to save everybody, your mother, your father, your brother, your husband, your wife, whatever. That's a lovely back thought. That's a lovely in your back pocket go to. But you need to come in for you. I came in for me. When I turned it all over to this is all about me, and that can seem really weird to humans. They say, oh, she's so selfish. I've never helped so many people in my life after I got out of my own way and helped me first. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot give healing from spaces of yourself that are needing healing as well, right? So you open the door to yourself with ACASMA. You receive the self-healing, the self-love, the self-trust, right? And then you're able then to be that, right? For all that you choose, or none. Be for yourself only, that's great. It does not matter. You're still emanating it out, like Amy said in the beginning, to your family, to your friends, to all of those in your life. So when Amy's picking up on what's happening in the grid or in an ACASMA Quantum Energy session, I have to say this because I think it's powerful. We have so many people on social media writing about DMT. I don't know a whole lot about it, okay? Or they write about taking ayahuasca, I think you pronounce it, or doing mushrooms or plant medicine. And I don't know a lot about it. And I don't want to really get into a conversation on what it's all about. I'm here to talk about what this is all about. But my comparison lies in the fact that a lot of people want to try those things because they want to open a door and they feel stuck, like they're not seeing and they're not hearing and they're not feeling. And they think that might be the only way. And I'm saying it's not. I'm saying ACASMA is like those spaces in a sense, but you don't throw up. Please, people I know don't. You don't need someone to hold your hand so you're not out in the yard naked or whatever I've heard. So
yeah, I could have added on because I've tried the ayahuasca a few times.
really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, what did you? You don't have to go in depth if you have.
No, it's really similar. It's really
Okay.
similar.
That's what I was thinking because I've never done it, but I've watched TikToks of people that will tell them what they saw, and I'm like, this sounds like my client notes, the notes I get from my clients. And then they even get confirmations. I saw this one guy, he was saying how there was a purple woman in this world beyond when he does ayahuasca or DMT. He was DMT. And so this purple woman with like diamonds on her head and all, she kept coming to him in the spaces and saying that they were together in other spaces of himself. And then he was like, okay. And this went on for a while. And then he did DMT with a friend of his at the same time. And they were in the same room, but the guy that's telling the story, he wasn't in yet. The other man went in first, his friend went in first. And so the friend says, like really trippy, like, oh my God, they know you. And he's like, who knows me? And the guy was in, and he's like, this lady, she's purple and she knows you. And this guy over here knows. It was like, what?
Yeah.
But that happens with our session spaces, it's that same thing, but we're learning how to utilize. For me, and I'm not judging plant medicine and all of that, right? But I think we're trying to tell ourselves we're at a different level now where we don't necessarily have to do that to get there. We can actually trust ourselves enough to know we're multidimensional beings capable of these connections.
Right. And it's so true. It's so true. Because it's all intentional, because you're going in with the intention of connecting in that space, or a focus of intention of expansion, right? Like that's the whole point of ayahuasca. And I did this before ACASMA, and it's so similar. It's wild. Because
Yes, that's what I'm trying to convey to people, because and I love that you have this experiential space of it, because I don't, and I'm just doing it from what I've read.
yeah.
To then have somebody that says, no, I've been there, I've taken it, I've done it,
Yeah.
And my being kept saying they need to know this, like humanity needs to know ACASMA Quantum Energy is right up in there, and it's another approach, and you will meet you and the expansiveness of you, and all of this will start to open up. For me, I don't know what you need to give me the understanding, but my intuition is with ACASMA, it's another level of implementation where the other one opens you up and gets you into
Totally.
understanding there's more. But with Acasma, there's like this rooted in understanding of yourself as the divine and yourself as this ever expanding and interconnected to these other spaces of yourself. There's something of which, we call it an ascension modality, Acasma, not just a healing, energy healing modality, but an ascension modality. And I think that's where a lot of this is. For me, the other seems like, and I don't say this in judgment, but my intuition is one is more like needing something outside of you still to get you to that space of connecting with you, where Acasma is like reminding you it's you. And you can, you don't need
Perfectly
a
said.
substance. So, all right, all right. But you have the ability to have these types of experiences. So I want Amy to share with us some of the stuff you see, even if it's not perfect word for word from notes. If you have notes, that's great. But
Right.
tell them, what are some of the things you pick up on and you see when you're in these spaces of ACASMA Quantum Energy?
Yeah, I'm really able to write out what I'm sensing and feeling so much better than I can articulate. It's so funny how that happens. But um, it's just getting into the space of being present and just it's almost like it's this turning a switch of allowing whatever comes into your field to just flow through your field. And it's a great practice. But when cosmic grids are happening, I just immediately go right into visualizing what's going on within my etheric body, in the quantum. So looking and feeling and sensing all at the same time. And these are all new things for me. So it's really fun and exciting every time it happens. Yeah, I can sense and see and feel my connection happening with the center of the earth and what that looks like and how it feels as the energy flows up and through my being and just ripples out and just massive clearings happen. And then I can visualize going up and out up into above the earth. And it's interesting. I've always, in my first session with my friend, who kind of just did this guided Acasma session, she explained nothing. It was a very basic thing, but I did the same thing in that first session with her. And I knew nothing of the grid. So I did the same thing. I went up and out of the earth, and I was above, and I saw and I see like thousands of beings out there in like golden form. Everyone is like lit up, white, golden shapes of, you can tell they're beings. And everyone is in like this formation. It's all geometric design. It's all just exquisite. And there's just lacing of energies happening through all these beings. And then they're emanating out this light. And then the planet itself is glowing. And often there's purple around the planet, like this just clouds of purple, if not the whole thing. And I'm very familiar with the violet flame, so like I love seeing that. And it's just when you get up there in that space, it's just really powerful. Being able to see and feel and have these different knowings come into my field. I will see, like I did this actually again last night to refresh, and I saw this Lyran being on my right with a diamond in its forehead, and it was just like emanating out the most loving presence. It was just it's just phenomenal. And then I've had this dragon being in my visions lately, in my meditations, and the name Theo came to me. So it's like this very big being, dragon being, brown and orange and turquoise. So that was really fun to see him there. Um, but I could tell there's like stadium full of beings just out there watching and being and holding space for all of this to happen, like stadiums full.
Yes.
I think for every being that's out there holding space, I think we all have like a stadium full of work.
Yes, yes, I love that. I love that. Surrounded by light. And in the beginning, I kept hearing, "We are here, we are light, we are light, we are here." In the beginning, I would say, "We love you." And I didn't really know why I was writing it. Like I didn't see everything yet, right? But I just, it was this trust. That was what I was supposed to say. And it would make sense more one day to allow it. And now, this feedback from you, feedback from others, it's the same thing being said again and again and again by people who don't know each other. They're not talking, privately, and then coming to me and all saying the same. You guys are not communicating with each other. You're from all different places on the planet, walks of life, cultures, belief structures, and you're saying the same kind of things. You're seeing the same. The Lyran with the diamond on the forehead. I have seen that being multiple times. For anybody who doesn't know what a Lyran is, it's a name humans have given to a species that we would consider from a different star space, or star beings. Some people would call them aliens or ETs, but that's really not the right space to come from. It's a beginning, I'll give you that. But they are beautiful divine beings of light. I work with Lyran Avian. I have many of you in ACASMA Quantum Energy, like Amy, who come into the space, and we'll do session work, and I'll be like, "Ooh, this person, they have Lyran energy, or they're working with Lyran." We have so many spaces of ourselves. We are multidimensional beings. We are not linear. We are not locked into one lifetime for 70 some years or whatever that is. We are multidimensional beings. And many times that being Amy picked up on could have been her. It could have been a version of herself from another dimensional space of herself looking at herself. Wow, right? How cool is that thought? But your understanding of the planet and the colors and the grid work and the beings, the innumerable amount of beings, I saw that in the beginning as well. And Amy and I have not talked about this in this exact way before, but this is what happens. And even when I first started it, I didn't call this ACASMA Quantum Energy because I didn't know that's what it was yet. I called them celestial energy sessions. I named them that myself because I knew they weren't Reiki. I knew they weren't quantum touch. I didn't know what they were, but I thought I'm dealing with celestial beings, so I'm going to call them celestial energy sessions. And I just did them, and I stepped in. And you and others that are really dedicated to ACASMA, you became master teachers, you want to bring this to the world. I saw all of you when I held the celestial energy sessions for you. You came in right after I started calling it ACASMA, I believe, personally, you, Amy. But I still didn't have the understanding we have now. But I saw you guys in the very beginning in your individual session spaces up above the earth. And I didn't see everybody there. Not every client would have that same space with me, but certain ones would. And when I look back over my notes, I go back through the spaces, it's the ones that dedicated themselves to bringing this to the planet. And I'm like, how cool is that? And you seeing it, I think, is just a deeper confirmation of this understanding. Now, when we say, people will feel very alone, somebody watching this right now, you could feel alone. You could feel like this all sounds wonderful, la 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 la, but my life sucks and I feel alone and I'm tired and I feel broken and I'm worn out emotionally, whatever. You have those beings with you. They are with you. Someone said, well, that makes me mad. Why don't they make my life better then? Because the only way your life can stay better is if you figure out how to make your life better. And they cannot do it for you, but they will do it with you. They are just waiting for you to hold their hand and them hold yours. Whether you do it through ACASMA Quantum Energy or you find this somewhere else in some other healing modality, ascension modality, all of them are beautiful. And they all have different ways in which people can connect into their wholeness, themselves, their eternal being. But you are eternal, Holy One. You are having a human experience. You are having a lifetime, but this is not your wholeness. This is a space of you. And you are asking you to remember the wholeness, the eternalness. And these beings are with you. They are. You have your own. You have your own glorious spaces of you waiting to work with you. So if you can find any trust left inside your being, like Amy speaks of, right? And you can allow one more time the chance for you. This is what we're talking about. Amy, let's hold this space for anyone right now. I'm really feeling like people are going to find this, are really going to be ready. They're going to be ready. They're going to be ready to become unstuck. Amy used the word earlier, stuck, before I hit the record button. And I was like, oh, that's a powerful understanding. So there's many of you right now, you want to be unstuck. You're done. You're done swirling around in the same cycle, going around in the same program. You're ready to allow your wholeness, your eternal being. Yes? So Amy and I are just going to hold this space together. And we ask that if you just want to allow this space for you, if you don't want to, you just want to watch, go ahead. We'll come back to it later when you're ready. But if you want to allow this space right now, just allow it. You can close your physical eyes, you can leave them open, it does not matter. When you close your physical eyes, many times you will see more, because you're allowing yourself to see beyond your physical. You're allowing yourself to see beyond what you think is all there is. Just allow your breath, please. On your exhale, you're relaxing your body. Your team of light is flooding in. They are telling you you are not alone. They are showing you you are not alone. They are touching you right now in your physical form, whether that's your crown at the top of your head, your shoulder, a hand upon your back, a hand within your hand. Allow, please. Just allow the space. Just allow the space. Just allow the connection. All you have to do is breathe. Just breathe, Holy One. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. Whisper inside your being, I allow. I allow me. I allow my life. I allow my team of light. I allow my flow. I allow love, the love of the divine. And breathe, Holy One. Your heart center is opening. So many of you right now, your hearts are just opening wide up. Yarasene yanatawa keya. Ibre yanatawa. Just allow. The energy is flowing through you. That is you. That is your divinity. That is the divine. A space of you in this now is the focal point. Allow the flow of the I am. Allow the flow of the divine. Allow the flow of source, you through you, as you breathe. Some of you are shaking, you're trembling. If you're not laying down, lay down. Let the spirit of the One move through your being and your body. Let yourself be held, Holy One. Let yourself be held in the arms of love. You are not alone. You are surrounded by love. Tabere yanakea, asuaye yanatawa, tokoa iyanakea, asabe yananea, taoake anawa, sao tokokoai. Just allow your breath, energy moving up the spine opening and flowing. Your bottom centers connecting with your upper centers. Yes, you have centers of energy and you are opening yourself up to be the light you are within your now. We bless your root lines that you anchor this deep. Beautifully done. We bless your soul spaces. your heart center, your I am, your field and shield of love, Yakaune Awasoa, your authenticity, your throat, your mind, your thoughts, your belief structures, that they be in alignment with your heart, that they be in alignment with your truth. The waters of your body are blessed by the remembrance of you in your origin. Your origin is not broken. Your origin is not lost. Your origin is not stuck. May the echo of your pure essence, truth, flow through you now. Yasawa. Yataneawa. Just allow the space, please. Just allow the space. Just allow your breath. Yakawanea. If some of you, your bodies are vibrating, just allow, please. Just breathe and allow. Yakaunea. Nyanatawa. Beautifully done, Holy One. Beautifully done. Just allow the flow of you. Just allow the flow of you. Yanea Tower, there's many densities have been released. Many spaces of darkness have been released. You have let them go. You have allowed you to see you from the remembrance of your truth. So just allow the space. There's a lot of energy moving in heart centers. There's a lot of solar plexuses clearing. These are all centers of your body processing you, your energy. Just allow the space. And when you're ready, you can close the space, sending gratitude and love to your team of light. Whether you know them very well, or whether you've met them for the first time here today, or whether you still seek to know who they are, trust. Get out of the head. You don't need a name for them. You don't even need a visual. Just allow your faith. You are loved, and you are that love. Send that gratitude out, that love out. Bless your family, bless your friends, bless your life, bless your experiences. You are the designer and aligner, Holy One. Allow yourself to be one with your energy. Go beyond what you believe is all there is, and be open to the potentiality of more. Divine Amy, we thank you for your presence here today. We thank you for all that you shared, giving us such insight on what it's like to be walking in these spaces of these expansivenesses of us, yes? And you trusting yourself and allowing your understanding to come in more and more. I feel like we're going to be talking again. I feel like we have much more to share. So we'll leave it here for today, but please, anyone who connected with this video, if you have any questions for Amy or myself, contact information is right below in the description. If you hit the little arrow button, I think it pops open and you can have all the contact information you could need. Reach out to Amy, reach out to me. We are here and we are light, and you are here and you are light. So thank you unendingly. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you.
Blessings upon you all.